Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into an incredibly powerful cinematic story called The Clockmaker's Final Gift. We're going to unpack a beautifully detailed narrative that hits on a struggle honestly pretty much all of us face at some point, replacing that crushing pressure of needing instant success with the quiet, undeniable power of incremental progress. By the end of this, you're going to see exactly how small, deliberate actions can completely transform the trajectory of our lives. To kick things off, let's ask a crucial question that directly applies to our own goals and to the protagonist of our story today. Why do we fail when we try to do everything at once? In our modern world, we constantly crave instant results, right? We want those giant leaps forward and immediate payoffs. But actually, that exact mindset is usually what causes us to stumble, burn out, and ultimately just give up before we've even truly begun. Keep this in mind as we watch this story unfold. All right, let's get right into section 1, the weight of failure. Here, we meet a young man carrying a truly heavy burden. So our story starts in this peaceful, European-style village during a beautiful, warm golden hour. But our main character, Noah, his internal state is the exact opposite of that calm setting. He walks into a small antique clock shop looking completely exhausted, disappointed, and frankly, hopeless after repeated life failures. He confesses that he's tried so many different careers, chased all these different opportunities, but he always fails. He's basically trapped in this frustrating cycle of trying to make a massive splash and just constantly coming up short. Now, notice the stark contrast here between our two characters. On one side, you have Noah's mindset, which is just characterized by overwhelming exhausting, a deep sense of hopelessness, and a frantic desire for giant leaps. But then we meet Elias, the elderly clockmaker. The environment Elias has cultivated is just peaceful. It's harmonious, patient, filled with the rhythmic ticking of hundreds of beautifully crafted clocks. Elias, with his white hair, glasses, and kind eyes, sits carefully repairing clocks at his wooden workbench. He literally represents the exact opposite of Noah's chaotic energy. Let's move on to section 2, the clockmaker's secret, where we see a massive shift in perspective. As Noah is unloading all of his frustrations, Elias doesn't give him some long, complicated lecture. He doesn't preach. Instead, he just quietly hands Noah a broken watch. It's this old silver pocket watch that's completely stopped working. Noah takes it, and he carefully examines the tiny gears inside. But, true to his current overwhelmed mindset, he totally fails to repair it. He can't identify the problem because the whole system just seems way too complex and intricate for him to solve all at once. And this right here is the brilliant epiphany of the entire story. First, Noah examines the gears and is totally stuck. But then Elias steps in, smiles, takes a miniature screwdriver, and makes just one tiny turn of a miniature screw. That's it, just one microscopic adjustment. And instantly, the ticking begins. The gears start moving again, the second hand comes back to life. Elias didn't overhaul the entire machine in one giant leap. He made a micro adjustment that brought the whole system back into perfect alignment. After fixing the watch, Elias walks Noah through the shop, past dozens of beautifully designed antique clocks ticking in perfect harmony, and he drops this absolute gem of wisdom. He says, every clock keeps perfect time because it moves only 1 second at a time, never trying to skip ahead. Wow. That is the clockmaker's secret. True progress, true reliability is about profound patience. It's about executing the current moment flawlessly and just letting those moments build up naturally. Which brings us to section 3, 1 second at a time, where we see this philosophy put into action. We now get to watch a grueling but incredibly steady 1-year journey where everything changes for Noah. At month 1, we see him studying late and honestly still facing failure. By month 6, he's dealing with rejection and even having his friends laugh at him. But by month 12, he's finally building his dream business. And throughout this entire timeline, Noah carries that silver pocket watch with him. It becomes this constant symbol of persistence, a physical anchor reminding him that he only needs to focus on the very next second. Let's actually break down what filled that timeline, because it's important. Noah's actions aren't these glamorous overnight successes. They are consistent, daily, unglamorous efforts. We're talking studying late at night, reading books, practicing skills, writing notes, working tirelessly on projects, and yes, failing and getting rejected. But instead of throwing in the towel when his friends mock him, Noah relies on these consistent daily efforts. He exercises discipline. He stands back up. He slowly improves, trusting the process instead of holding out for instant success. 1 full year.
After exactly 365 days of moving 1 second at a time, the transformation is absolutely undeniable. Noah is smiling, he's confident, he's helping others, and he's actually living a truly successful life, having built his dream business. He achieved all of this entirely because of that consistent daily effort we just outlined. He essentially proved the clockmaker's philosophy beyond a shadow of a doubt.
All right, let's head into our final chapter. Section 4, The Final Gift. Filled with immense gratitude, Noah returns to the village, only to discover the old clock shop is closed. That warm golden hour from the beginning of the story is replaced by a somber, rainy atmosphere. A sad neighbor approaches Noah and tells him that Elias has passed away. It's a genuinely heartbreaking moment. But the neighbor hands Noah one final thing, a sealed envelope containing a heartfelt letter from the clockmaker himself. Noah opens the envelope and reads his mentor's final words. Success is not built in giant leaps. It is built in tiny, consistent steps. Every second is another chance to become better. Standing there under the evening sky, holding that ticking pocket watch, Noah absorbs this profound final gift. It's the ultimate truth that every single passing second is a brand new opportunity for progress. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final echoing question to ask yourself. How will you spend your next second? When you start to feel totally overwhelmed by the sheer scale of your ambitions, just remember the clockmaker. Stop looking for the giant leap and start focusing on the tiny, consistent steps. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really hope this helps you build your own success, 1 second at a time.